time to Crime Time with Jess. So hopefully it works. Hopefully I got these kinks out of whatever they were. But it does appear that my screen is now sharing. And before anybody gets in here, I just want to go and look and make sure. It's weird seeing me earlier in the day. Yeah, well, you know, I'm here. There's actually lots of times I could go live earlier in the day, but I I don't. I have other things to do, I guess. But I usually catch up on these cases like at nighttime, and then I'll get really inspired to go live and talk about some stuff, and so I do. But this is still not showing. I don't believe, unless we are showing it now. Hold on. Oh, we are showing it. Okay, good. So this is just a really loaded picture. So we have here this guy. Wait. This guy, everyone seems to think that this is the chief of police. It is actually the owner of the club. Okay, I just want to get that out of the way. This isn't the chief of police. It is the owner of the corner club. But we have over here Mr. Adam. If you guys recall, which I'm sure you do, in the footage of Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, and Jack Showalter, when they were walking from the corner club to the food trucks, you hear Kaylee say, "Maddie, what did you say to Adam?" And Maddie's response is, like, I told him everything. We don't, who knows what everything is. But this is Adam. Adam is also the roommate of Jack Decor. There are Venmos that sort of solidify that. There's Venmos from Adam saying, splitting the cost of groceries, things like that. So he was the roommate of Jack Decor. Here's Hoodie Guy that was in the food truck video, Jack S. And now let's get to this. So here's Kaylee. Obviously, she's wearing the same exact clothes she was wearing at the food truck. Here's Maddie with that very oversized coat on. We don't know if that coat actually belonged to her. It looked really, really big. The arms look really, really big. And I would assume that it probably belonged to a male, but I don't know. And then the guy in question, this person, who we think is Jack Decor. And I want to pull up this so we can see it side by side. So here, somebody has cropped Jack Decor's picture of him sitting here talking to Madison and Kaylee, and then a side by side of a clear picture of him. I'm going to say it very clearly looks like that was Jack D. But even if it was Jack D, I would naturally assume that now that this picture has made its way to YouTube and to the masses, that law enforcement has to be aware that if this is Jack D, he was clearly at this club with them that night. For me, it's the hat. This hat is the same exact hat he has on in the other picture. When you really look closely at it, you can see the M on the top of his hat. His shoes, people have pointed that out. He seems to tie his laces like really tight. It just looks like that, and it looks like that in other pictures as well. So I do think that this is Jack. You prefer later, Julie? You're the nighttime crew, huh? Yeah, I'm a night owl too. I think we all know that. But either way, I am of the assumption that this was Jack Decor. But I have to ask the question that even if he was there, does this make him a murderer? Um, I don't know. I would again. I assume law enforcement definitely knows that he was there. They have said that Adam is cooperating. If Jack was there, he's obviously going to tell law enforcement he's there. Here's security cameras inside of the place. So it could easily be verified that Jack Decor was there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some type of press conference about this, but it doesn't necessarily make him a murderer. He could have very well been there. From what we've heard about Kaylee and Jack's relationship after the breakup, was that they still were talking every day and all of that kind of stuff. So I don't know about you guys. I have definitely been in long-term relationships in my life. Breakups, when you're in a long-term relationship, they do not happen overnight. I think anyone that has been in one knows that. The breakups kind of take a while. Usually people have broken up with the person that they're going to break up with long before they actually do it. Um, so and then afterwards, I've remained friendly with my exes, not all of them, but some of them. I've remained friendly with them. Um, just civil and stuff like that. And when I was younger, like their age, I had a boyfriend of 3 years and we broke up and we still talk to each other. We still, it was like we were broke up, but we weren't broke up. It was really weird. But it's like it's hard for people to let go. You know, 5, 6 years of dating, especially at this age, is a long time, and so it's just difficult. And so I could see that they probably did speak to each other and stuff like that. But I just think that him being there, it's a shock to all of us because we didn't know that. And we're all like, oh my God, look, he was there, he was there, he was there. But this is probably not new news to law enforcement. It probably isn't new news to them at all. I did see Kaylee's sister on Facebook, and I actually showed that on my community tab. She had responded to someone and she said, let me read it to you guys real quick. I mean, I could pull it up, but let's see. Someone asked her, someone said, Olivia Stevenson, is your family aware of this photo or is this fake? She responded to them and said, this is Kaylee and Maddie at the Corner Club. I'm not sure who the gentleman is who they are talking to, however, with an exclamation point. So I'm thinking that maybe the family didn't know he was there because it just seems like she answered in a way that was like, wait, what? We don't know who that is. Is that really Jack? It just seems like she didn't know. Um, so if they didn't know, I can imagine that this might be a shock to the family, kind of like how it's a shock to all of us, but not necessarily a shock to law enforcement. Um, and again, what bothers me the most about that picture is the timestamp. The timestamp on it is everything because it shows right down here. We can get it there. That timestamp is 1:32 a.m. That leaves a really tight window for them to get to the food truck. And it also, Jack's alibi is that he was asleep. Um, There were rumors. I haven't seen anything confirmed, but there were rumors that he said, he was sleeping since like 11 o'clock. Well, if he was sleeping at 11 p.m., he couldn't have been at this club at 1:32 a.m. But another question that I have about this is with Maddie and Kaylee, when Kaylee says, like, what did you tell Adam? And Maddie says everything. It's suspicious to me that Maddie and Kaylee would be walking to the food trucks with Jack S and not Jack Decor. Because you would think that Jack Decor, living as close as he lives to them, would have walked with them. But did Maddie say something to Adam? Did it cause something? Did Jack not want to walk home with them? Were they kind of, I don't want to say stuck, but kind of stuck with Jack S, like kind of escorting them? Like, because it didn't seem like they really wanted to be around him. You know what I mean? Even while they're walking, it just felt like he was there to kind of see them along. Like, I don't know if they said, well, Jack's not going to walk us to the food truck. So, yeah, like Jack S can walk us, but we really don't want to walk with him. But it's better to walk with a guy and just be safer. So it kind of feels like, they walked with him, but as soon as they get to the food trucks, you see how they all kind of like depart ways with him. Like Maddie and Kaylee go right up to order their food, and Jack S just stands back, and then we all know what happens. They get their food and they run off and leave him because I don't think they had any interest in, hanging out with him or anything like that. I think maybe in his mind, he maybe thought he might have a chance with one of them or something like that. But that obviously did not happen. But I'm just wondering why Jack Decor would not walk them home. It just seems weird to me that he wouldn't do that. And I feel like something happened to make that not happen. And was that Maddie telling Adam everything? Because at the food truck video, we see Kaylee just, she's on her phone. She's so engrossed in that phone, just texting, texting, texting. And every time I've watched that food truck video, the only time like I've ever been in my phone like that is if me and Tyler are like in an argument or something, and we're just going back and forth at each other, and I'm just, typing, typing, typing. So I was just wondering, I would love to know who she was texting. Was it Jack? Was he asking her about whatever Maddie told Adam? Were they kind of arguing about it? I don't know. I'm purely speculating on why, if this is Jack Decor in this still photograph, why he would not be the one walking them to the food truck. I understand that him and Kaylee are broken up, but obviously, if he's there with them, they don't hate each other. And you would think that he would want to see them safely to the food truck, right? So there's just, hold on. I wanted to look at another scene. This picture always bothers me as well. I don't know why. It's really sad to like see them so up close and personal. I mean, three out of these five people are dead. Um, these are the five roommates. Dylan, right here, and the first one is Dylan Morganson. Next to her is Xana. Next to her is Bethany. Here's Kaylee, obviously, and then Madison. So, but it's just, this picture just haunts me. Like every time I look at it, I'm just like, I can't believe that three of these girls brutally murdered. Um, and the two roommates downstairs, I don't know. I still have questions for them. I know they've been cleared, or not been cleared, but they're not suspects, I guess. It just seems weird to me because There have been people that have come out and said, I used to live in that house, and the stairs are super creaky, and you can hear anybody like going up and down the stairs. So it's just, if Ethan, tried to fight this attacker, if Xana tried to fight this attacker, were the roommates, the two surviving roommates, Dylan and Bethany, did they just, were they intoxicated? Were they just passed out and, sort of dead to the world? I mean, I sleep really heavily. I don't know if they're heavy sleepers or something like that, but it's so crazy that they were in this house and they heard nothing. And then 911 is not called until the next afternoon. I find that really strange. But anyway, I'm going to drop these pictures down. I want to read some of you guys' comments. So let's see. Hey, Blue and Gold. Julie, maybe Jack D asked Jack S to walk them. That's possible, Julie. And that's why he wasn't like talking to them and stuff. I didn't think the girls looked uncomfortable with him. Is chat working? Yeah, it is now. I had it just off. I can see it though. It'll start popping up on screen the more people start to comment. But from what I understand, Jack S was more Madison Mogan's boyfriend, Jake's friend. I don't know if he was really friends with Jack Decor. Maybe he was. I'm not quite sure. I just know that he was Maddie Mogan's boyfriend, Jake friend. So, let's see. I don't know what else you guys have commented here. I'm gonna go back up to the top and just read you guys. Mama Schmee, yeah, you're back, yay! Yeah, I am. Let's see. Him being there. Oh, let's see. Okay, so Julie is saying him being there makes him less sus to me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to actually feel about it. I just, I don't know. I just really find it strange more so. Not that he was there. I don't find it strange that he was there. He lives there. The Corner Club is obviously a place that they all frequented. Again, it doesn't appear that him and Kaylee hated each other or anything like that. Per her family, they still talked all the time, every day, and stuff like that. So I don't really think it's crazy that he was there. I think it's more strange that he didn't walk them and that it wasn't really long after that these murders occurred. So did he go right home and like go right to sleep and just pass right out? Or I don't know. If that's her real profile, then it's odd they don't know. Yes, that was really her. I can bring that up real quick. I think. Did I ever send that to myself? Here, let me send that to myself real quick. I'm gonna show that because it was her. It was her that replied to that. So where is that? Hang on a second. I gotta go to my own channel. I gotta go to my own channel and hopefully this doesn't mess it up. Every time I try to pull up YouTube videos, for some reason, my laptop starts acting up. Maybe it's a sign. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Either way, let me just go to my own channel here. So you guys can see this if you haven't seen it. Olivia Again, Kaylee's sister. Go, 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 go. Okay. So let me drop this down. Bring myself back up here. Oops, not that. That's not what I meant. Okay, here. So let's do this. Make sure that's sharing again. I gotta drop the chat back down. Hide this and go here. Okay. So this is Olivia. So you see the person ask her the question. Oh, oh, why is that going like that? No, back up. Go back up. Oh, hang on a sec. Okay, so this here. So here, this person, I don't know, this is a random person, I guess, but she asks her, she tags her, Olivia Stevenson, is your family aware of this photo or is this fake? And that is her answer. Just as I read to you guys, she does confirm that that is Kaylee and Maddie at the Corner Club, but she is not sure who that gentleman is that they are talking to. So again, it just tells me that they don't know. Um, if law enforcement is aware, and I believe that they are, they didn't tell them. Cream Puff, got you live. Yeah, love you, girl. Love you too, girl. Love is key. I think that this case is so much simpler than what people are making it. Let me read your comment real quick. Drop this down again. I just wanted to show what she said. And then I want to read this comment. This is from Love is Key. I think that this case is so much simpler than what people are making it. I also think it's sus that he didn't walk them to the truck. And just now, did he fall asleep so fast? That was his alibi. Exactly. That was his alibi, is that he was asleep. And, again, like, did he just go straight home and just go right to sleep? I don't know. I mean, her family is so intent that he had nothing to do with this. And, I they may know other things that we don't, but it's not the first case that we've seen where a family is very convinced that the husband, boyfriend, wife, girlfriend, whoever, that there's just no possible way in the world that this person could have done anything. And then it turns out that that person absolutely did do that. We can look at, well, several cases. Again, we can look at the Watts case. Shanann's family at first did not believe that Chris did this. We can look at Lacey Peterson. Lacey Peterson, God bless her family and her mother, but they were just, it's shocking. When you believe that, this person loved your family member, it's just really difficult to believe that they would do anything to harm them. So I think that they're very just, in that mindset, and they could be right. Jack could have zero to do with this at all. We do not know that. I am not accusing this man. I want to make that very, very clear. But thank you, Julie, for bringing that up. That side eye by Kaylee Gonzalez, dad, really, I watched that over and over and over again because he walks up and he puts his arm on Kaylee's mother. Like, and he's staring at the dad the whole time, like for his reaction. And Kaylee's dad just kind of looks over at him and just gives him this look. And it's not a good look. Like, it's just not. You know, I don't know Steve Gonsalves personally, but it just looks like he gives him this look of, nah, my wife may have cleared you, but you're not really cleared in my book. And then I think something that's been overlooked as well, when you watch the family in their interview, they're talking about Jack D. It's Kaylee's sister, Olivia. It's Kaylee's dad, Steve, and it's Kaylee's brother. And Kaylee's brother also goes to the University of Idaho. Her brother, when they were asked about this, Olivia chimes right in and says, that she's 1,000% sure that, Jack had nothing to do with this. But Kaylee's brother didn't really look so convinced either. I feel like her brother and her father are really just sort of side eyeing him, like, the women of our family will see you, in a good light and don't think you had anything to do with this, but we haven't really wrote you off yet. That's just the impression I got. It's just the impression I got. So, yes, Julie. Julie saying, oh my God, I saw that. Head shaking, yes. Other head, no. It was wild. Yes, exactly. Her brother, his body cues were saying, yeah, I don't think that this guy ain't cleared for me. That's, I don't know. But it just seems almost like what Love is Key was saying is that people are making this case like way more, complicated. Jack, he checks all the boxes. Like, he's just the most obvious suspect, I guess you could say. He's broken up, Kaylee broke up with him, and everybody's like, she was moving away, starting this whole new life. We need to be clear with that. That wasn't exactly the case. Kaylee had not even graduated yet. Okay. She was graduating this month, but she wasn't leaving until February. She was doing, I think it was like an internship type thing. She wasn't going to be gone forever. She was only going to be gone for like 3 months, I think. And I saw some people saying, why would she go so far away from family and friends? Like, she's trying to escape. I don't think so. It is very, very common for people to do this. She was graduating college, to go and do a paid internship or an internship. I don't know if it was paid or not. But to do something like that is so common. It's not out of character at all for anyone. I don't. If Jack is, let's just hypothetically say he was the person that committed this atrocity, I don't believe for a second that Kaylee saw it coming. I really, really don't. I do think all of them were taken very, very much by surprise. But I don't know. Jack does bother me, but I was never on the Jack did it train, even though I know a lot of people are. Um, and I've tried to find like every way, like, of, well, okay. So kind of like what police do. They will have a suspect and they'll do everything to try to eliminate that person. And if they can't, that person becomes a suspect. So, yeah. Hey, Allie. Allie's saying she had done internship already. I thought she was moving with full-time employment. No. She was only going to be gone, I think, from February to March, April, May. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think she was going to be gone from February to like May, June or something. It wasn't a full-time thing. Love is Key is saying also, though, Kaylee wasn't staying there at the house at the time. Okay, think it was the killer's final opportunity to kill her. Could have been. Rainy Joe. Hi, Rainy Joe. Rainy Joe, I think, has a gripe here. Oh my God. These flippin' YouTubers are going to ruin yet another person's life because they cannot figure out that it's not Jack D. It's Joe Vito. I foresee lawsuits over this one. You think Joe Vito is the guy? Wow. Julie. Yep. Okay, there you go. It says the GoFundMe says she was starting internship. Yeah. I'm curious, Rainey, why you think it's Joe Vito or Vidat? I'm sorry, I'm saying his name wrong. Really? So Julie is saying that Joe V has always been on my list, not Jack S or Jack D. It's very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. You know what? I actually had a back and forth with him. I don't know if I told you guys this on TikTok because I commented. It was really weird. I was looking just like at a lot of TikTok videos about, people have done a ton of TikToks about this case. So I was like looking at a lot of the TikTok videos, and one of them was about Joe, and I really didn't like. I thought this was really weird, and I didn't like that he said this. But when he said "ew," because I guess Maddie had bumped into him at the club. So I, he said ew, like he was disgusted. And I'm not trying to be rude here, but I'm just gonna point out the obvious that like him saying ew to her was I just thought to myself, wow, you got you got quite the self-esteem, that you're gonna say ooh to her because quite frankly, it would be the other way around, I think. But I commented on TikTok and I said, I have no idea like why this guy would say ew. I am telling you that within minutes he was responding to me and said, well, I just said ew. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring that up real quick of what exactly he said to me. Hold on a second so I can look at my. Yeah. So here's what he said. So he said, hi guys, Joe here. This guy really messed up my interview. That he posted this 11/28, so November 28th. This guy really messed up my interview. I wasn't defending the guy. I said ooh to the girl because she bumped into me at Corner Club. So I responded to him and I said, why ooh? It's so odd to say. If anything, if I were her, I'd be saying ooh for obvious reasons. I am telling you that this man responded to me so fast. He said it was impulse when she bumped into us because she was super drunk. It wasn't an important detail, though. I don't know why they even shared that. Not proud of it. And I was thinking to myself, I don't know why you shared that. Like, I don't know why you need to say that. Like, you were grossed out. You're in a club where everyone's drinking. People go to bars to drink. She's obviously drunk. So if you guys have ever been in clubs or bars or things like that, people bump into you. It happens. You know, Sometimes it's like, geez, like God, back up or something like that. But it's just really odd that he would have that reaction of ew. It just sounds so weird. Like, why are you saying ew? Like it just sounds, I don't know. It doesn't sound like a guy to me. You know? Like, I mean, obviously Maddie was a good-looking girl. And yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't think that this guy that, let's be honest, not the most attractive person in the world, severely overweight, and he's grossed out. he's so grossed out that, this girl at a club bumped into him, and he's saying, ew. Like, really, dude? Okay. Jim, I think everyone sounds gay to you, probably. That's Jim's go-to. It's always Jim's go-to. Oh, Monkey Mar. Hi, Monkey. How are you? Jim, incel, maybe. Yeah, yeah. I was about to go there, Monkey, because that's kind of what it sounds like to me. You know, it just sounds strange, but apparently, this guy has kids and stuff. So I don't want to go too far into his life, but apparently, Jim, your phone won't work. Huh. Trying to call me, Jim? I watched your show last night, by the way, but I don't want to get into it right now because we're trying to talk about this case. Yes, it is, Jess. Yeah, yeah. It's just a strange reaction. But I found it even stranger that he posted that comment, about him saying "ew" on November 28th. I respond to him December 15th on TikTok, and this guy, I'm telling you, it was a matter of minutes. A matter of minutes, and he was instantly like, defending himself. And it kind of weirded me out because I didn't expect it. And all of a sudden, here's this reply from him, and I was like, whoa, okay. Let's see. Even in the Watts case, Love is Key, saying they never thought that Chris would do something like that. Yep, I said that. Kaylee had changed dramatically with her hair, makeup, etc., but always beautiful, of course. The ex is you. Monkey Mar, I'm good. Hi. How are you? I'm knee deep in the incel world. Oh, girl. You know that is a very deep world. It really, really is. Jim, you would do well to jump into that. That's like right up your alley. I'm not calling Jim an incel. I'm saying that Jim finds interest in the strange and unusual in the world, and I feel like he could do some of his little PI investigative work with these incels. But love is key. Normally normally the first sus, he was no prize on looks compared to Kaylee. Not that matters. Yes, I agree. Monkey Mar, I think he's too big to pull it off, not to be mean. I mean, let's keep it real. Yes, because I think we all sort of agree that whoever committed this heinous crime had to have strength. You do not go and just stab four people to death, and not have stamina and strength. Um, Even a very fit person would probably be, very tired, exhausted after that. I'm sure there was a ton of adrenaline going through this monster. But even so, that takes a lot out of someone to, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a fight or anything like that. I have in my life. And afterwards, I was just like, couldn't catch my breath and all kinds of things like that. So, yeah. For me, it's always been Hoodie Guy who's saying this. Oh, De-Icer Dave. Oh, really? Hoodie Guy, I've said this before. We could just make the case for so many people. We really could. We could definitely make the case for Jack Decor that, yes, this is the number one suspect. We could absolutely make the case for Jack S as well. But quite frankly, I feel like Jack S was clingy and hanging on and hanging around them. I think that this guy just really wanted to get lucky. I think he wanted to have a chance, have a shot at one of them two. They were both drinking. People's inhibitions go down when they're drinking. They're more likely to do sexual stuff when they're drinking as opposed to not. So I just really feel like, to be really blunt, that he kind of was hoping to get a piece, if you know what I'm saying. Love is key. He had to have major confidence that he could get by with it. Yeah, this is what makes me think that this person that did this had to live close to them, just really close to them, because I know they're looking for this white Hyundai Elantra, but I feel like this person was on foot. That's just my gut feel. That's just my own little theory, that I feel like this person went on foot. I just do. Who is my number one suspect? Love is key. I'm torn. I'm quite torn. I'm torn on it being someone that knows them, that has probably been in the house, maybe for a party, things like that, but wasn't in their inner circle, and then someone that they knew very well, like potentially Jack S or something like that. I'm kind of torn. I just don't have a specific person that I am married to as far as being the number one suspect. I'm just not. So Rainy Joe, I agree. I think Jack D had the most motive, but it's Joe Vidot in the bar, so now he's on the radar again. Well, I don't think that that was him, Rainy. I'm sorry, that was the wrong comment. That's Julie's comment. Okay, so Julie is saying the more time that passes, the less I feel like it's someone close to them. Okay. Love is key. Me too. On foot. Yeah, I think they were on foot. I don't know. De-icer Dave, is there any confirmation on these two things? Did Hoodie Guy leave the country? And did Hoodie Guy mutilate and kill animals when he was younger? I do believe he was a hunter. I am not sure. I don't think there has been any proof positive confirmation that Jack S is in Africa. I don't believe that has been 100% confirmed by anyone, but it has certainly been a rumor. Joey, that's Jack D in the bar. Yeah, I agree, Joey. I definitely think that that was Jack D. Um, let's see here. Monkey Mar, if I had to pick one person that would fit the rejection, Enon fits the profile, in my opinion, but don't feel he did it. I agree. He went on foot. My suspect has not been named. Oh my God, Jess, I agree somewhat. It's really, so your suspect has not been named. I have seen that JLR has named Hunter Johnson. Who did he name? Let's go look at that again, because the Hunter Johnson guy I had heard of, but the other person, the Emily, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. But I thought, because JLR has been out there, he's been talking to people. Oh, wow. 8 minutes ago, you guys. JLR, it's funny that I pull up his page. 8 minutes ago, he posted Hunter Johnson made the 911 call. I don't know how he's confirming that or what, but he just put that on his community post. So if that is true, that is very interesting, because he also posted, this was 3 hours ago, he posted Xander Kernodle wanted locks in her room because she was sick of Emily at it's ALANDT, Alance, Emily Alance, coming over from next door. So Emily is the girlfriend of Hunter Johnson. And here's JLR an hour ago. He says, he writes on his community tab, has it been right in front of our eyes the entire time? Somebody asked, has she been questioned and Hunter? And JLR said, no doubt Hunter has been questioned. I know something I haven't shared yet. Unclear if Emily Alant has been questioned. Believed to be traveling with her family right now. Authorities are aware of her for sure. Interesting. And then he posted 11 minutes ago. He's posting a lot here. He said, not once have I ever seen anyone from Sigma Chi in that Moscow home. No pics, no videos. Well, we know that there was one person in that Sigma Chi, in that Moscow home, and that was Ethan. So, but that if Hunter Johnson is the one that made the 911 call, he was also in the body cam footage. So he was at the door when the police were called, I think, for noise ordinance. He was standing next to Kaylee. So yeah, Hunter was Ethan's best friend. Very interesting. Love is the key. So that was confirmed because I did not know that was Ethan's best friend. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys, I did say this, and I have made, live streams, or I've live streamed about Ethan and Xana, because everyone focuses on the two beautiful blondes, Maddie and Kaylee. They stand out to everyone. And I just, from the beginning, I noticed that Ethan and Xana were kind of like pushed to the side. And it was all Maddie and Kaylee. Like everybody just so focused on them. But I've always had just a different feeling that it was something with Ethan and Xana. Like I don't know, and I could be totally wrong. But with Steve Gonzalez saying, "Come on, he didn't have to go up to the third floor." You can just take that two ways. You can take that as him saying, like, "Come on, this killer didn't have to go to the third floor. Obviously, the girls were the target." Or you can take it as him saying, he didn't have to go to the third floor. Like, this guy was there for Ethan and Xana and killed them. Why did he didn't have to go upstairs? So, you could just take his statement just two different ways. Allie is saying Hunter spoke at the memorial for Ethan. Oh, I must have missed that. Interesting. Hey, Jess. Monkey Mar, I would love to know what Maddie told Adam. Me too. Because I feel like whatever was said to him, darn well that when us females are like, we told them everything, that means that we spilled all the tea. We told it all. And when somebody says, I told them everything, it usually is not a good thing. It usually means they told them stuff that was private. And, just the tone of Kaylee's voice saying, Maddie, what did you tell Adam? It was accusatory. Like, what did you say? So I really feel like, and that's the only thing that we get is, Madison saying, like, I told him everything, but we don't get to hear the rest of that conversation. So did that conversation continue until they got to the food trucks? And then once they got to the food trucks, was Kaylee on her phone with Jack? Was she texting him? Were they going back and forth about whatever Maddie told Adam? I don't know, but I'm just kind of feeling like that seems likely. Monkey Mar, it is pretty amazing there is no arrest yet. Like in the Dylan Rounds case, I think they know it's Brenner and arrested him on other things, waiting for more evidence of the murder. Dave, I quite frankly, as far as the Dylan Rounds case goes, I just believe that they are truly looking for Dylan's body. I think they're very aware that James Brenner definitely did this. Okay. So yeah, it's a matter, there's an old saying, it's not what the police know, it's what they can prove. So Monkey Mar again is saying, and I want to know whose jacket Maddie was wearing. I agree, Jess. Yes, I feel that jacket. Where did that come from? Because that very much looks like a man's jacket. It was way too big for her. I mean, those arms were flopping all around. It clearly was not her jacket. So I don't know where she got that, but it's interesting. Rainy Joe. I'm having Lint truffles and coffee for breakfast. Eek, so bad. You're fine, girl. You're fine. Eat what you want. You only live once, okay? Have your truffles and that. We need positive things when we're dealing with these heavy topics. So love is key. I believe that they have their sus. You're right, Jess. They have to prove their theory. Yes. For the people that keep saying this case is going cold, I feel like people that say that don't typically follow true crime because if you do follow true crime, you kind of know that a case of this magnitude, 4 different murder victims, all killed, by the same perpetrator in the same house, it really does have to be a forensic nightmare for the police. I mean, there's absolutely no way that this is not a forensic nightmare for them. Where are my pictures at? Where'd my pictures go? I had them all lined up so nice and neat. Yeah, live on YouTube. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. I'm going through all my stuff here. But yeah, I really do think that this had to be just a complete nightmare for them to to do, because all of that house was definitely a party house. I don't think that we can dispute that at this time. All the body cam footage, they're constantly being called to this house. It's right off campus. It's right there by Greek Row. There's sorority. All these girls were in sororities, but I do find it interesting that Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee, I believe, were inactive in their sororities at the time of their murders, I believe. So that would just leave the 2 surviving roommates, which would be Dylan Morganson and Bethany Funk, who were still in sororities. And another thing, I don't believe that people are really understanding how sorority works or fraternities work. I've seen other creators like talk about this, but they even seem a little bit confused on how sororities work. You don't just get to pick your sorority. That is not how this works at all. You would think that that's how it works because it's expensive to be in a sorority or a fraternity. It's more expensive for males to be in fraternities than it is a female in sororities. But no matter what, it's costly. Okay. So you would think that people would be able to pick what sorority they go into, but it's just not how it goes. The sororities pick you. Now, if you're rushing a sorority, you do get to say, mm, these are like the top two or three sororities that I would really like to be in. That is no guarantee that you are going to be given an invitation to join them. They could exit you off the list, and then you're left with sororities that you might not really like. If you get to that point, you have an option. You can either say, okay, fine, I will go with whatever sorority picks me, or you can drop out altogether. If you drop out altogether, then no harm, no foul. You can rush again in the spring. You can rush when it's not rush week. You can do all that kind of stuff. But if you do say, okay, none of the sororities that I wanted to be a part of want me. So I'm going to go ahead and whoever invites me, I'm going to take that invitation. If you don't take the invitation, then you are banned for an entire year from rushing a sorority or sororities again. So I think people are a little confused about that. For instance, Maddie and Xana were in the same sorority, but Kaylee was not. Kaylee was in Alpha. She was in a different sorority. And as far as I know, I believe that Kaylee was what they call a legacy, meaning that one of her family members, either her mother, her grandmother, her sister, somebody, was also a member of that sorority. So if you're a legacy, you do get a better, you're kind of pushed up, where they're more likely to pick you because you're carrying on a legacy. But sororities and fraternities are a very complicated thing. And I've talked about this in past live streams, the money aspect of it, how it affects students, because there are pluses. It is a little cult like, and I have seen people say that, and that is true. I will agree with that. But it does, the statistics for people that join sororities or fraternities are not terrible. They're actually kind of good. People that join sororities or fraternities are more likely to come back to college the next year. They're more likely to graduate from that college. They're more likely to have a better college experience. So there is a lot of pluses, and it looks good on paper. So let's see. I was just looking at these forensic people, and I do have some empathy for them, because this house being such a party house, I can't even imagine the amounts of DNA that are inside of that house. But I have to hold out hope that this killer, with his choice of weapon, that he cut himself, and left DNA. If we are to believe some of the rumors that Kaylee and Maddie were not sleeping in the same bed, this is one of the rumors, that they were not sleeping in the same bed, that Kaylee had gotten up. She heard something. The killer had killed Madison first, I guess, really easily. And then Kaylee, screamed. And this source was on Sweetie Pilo's channel. I brought it up last live stream. He was a family member of law enforcement that is investigating this case. And he said that they believe that Kaylee screamed, and that the murderer really, went at her, trying to kill her as fast as he could to shut her up. And that was the reason for her wounds being worse than the others. Whether that's true or not, I do not know, but that was said. Um, think about what else I want to talk about here. Allie, why believe them rather than Kaylee's dad? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that comment, Allie. Let me drop this down. I want to hang on a sec. Oh, we're just going way too far here. Hang on. Let me bring myself back up here. Yep, that's not me. All right, let me see this chat again, what you guys are saying. So you guys are having some really good comments here. I want to scroll back up to this comment. So Allie is saying, according today interviews, her sister was also a member of the Alpha Phi sorority. She had everything going for her, absolutely everything. Okay, so yeah, it would make her a legacy. Allie's also quoting here and saying she had a job lined up. She worked really hard for it. She had trips planned. Yes, she had a trip planned to Europe after her graduation. So she did. She really did have everything going for them. Let me see. I'm gonna try to scroll through some more of these comments. Monkey Mart, Jess, I would love to talk to you behind the scenes. Do you have an email? Yes, I do. This is my email, Monkey, and you can feel free. It is in my about section, but there it is. Feel free definitely to email me. Let's see. Let's see. All right, I'm sorry. I'm just going through you guys' comments and trying to catch up here. Did Jim Terry leave to go practice kicking field goals? I I don't know what Jim does with his off time, Dave. I really don't know what Jim does. So Allie is saying, nope, they bid on you. Yes, exactly. So people that think that people just go and like, oh, I joined a sorority. No, no. These sororities choose you. And they don't really hide the fact because, you have much bigger sororities and then you have smaller sororities. So when it's a bigger sorority, you're going to have a lot more competition. And they really do not hide the fact that they will choose you according to your appearance, according to your looks. If you fit the look of that sorority, if they're all these bombshell blondes and you're a bombshell blonde, you're going to fit their profile. Um, and also, you're going to be in a lot of competition with a lot of other girls to try to get into that sorority because the sororities have to have a certain number of people. And if they don't have that number, they have to reach that number. So this is why you have people that will rush a sorority outside of rush week and things like that because the sorority has dropped below their numbers and they need more people. So they will allow that to happen. But just make no mistake that sororities are just, in my opinion, sorry if anybody's been a sorority. I know there's a lot of experiences to be had with them, but in my opinion, they're just a giant money grab. Rainy Joe is saying Jack D has always been the number one suspect for me because of motive. Number two, I think it was frat guys from Sigma Chi. Number three, someone from the corner bar. Such a mystery. Yep, I agree. Let me see. Allie is quoting more stuff. Thank you, Al, for writing all that out. Kaylee Gonzalez, joined Extreme in June 2022 as an intern on the US commercial team. As someone new to the IT technology world, she approached the role with an insatiable eagerness to learn. Okay, thank you for sharing that. And I believe that her father has an IT company, correct? Ali is saying that this was a post from her boss and shared by CEO. They made a GoFundMe. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of GoFundMe's for all of this. Dave is saying, my sister is a huge fan of your show, Jess. She doesn't get in chat, but she believes Jack S. might have went into a rage and did this. Oh, well, tell your sister thank you. Um, Listen, she could be very right. Like I said, I'm just not married to like any one person being the suspect. I feel like you can make a case for all of these people, really. Um, but I forget who said it. I'm sorry. Somebody said, the more that this goes on, the less I feel it was somebody that they know. I still feel like it's someone that they know or that they knew of. Maybe not their closest inner circle people, but I just don't feel that this person was a complete and utter stranger. Um, I just don't. That's just my feeling. So, Allie is saying, or she's quoting again. Thank you for all these quotes, Al. Our thoughts are with Kaylee's family from everyone at Extreme. Please help contribute what you can through the GoFundMe that will go directly to Kaylee's family. Oh, yeah, that was you, Julie? Okay. Yeah. I'm not really sure what's up with all the GoFundMe's. I see that Jack Decor aunt made a GoFundMe to pay off Kaylee's car, which, I don't know. Weird, but okay. Allie, it's still up and raised 12K so far. Gailey Gonzalez, family support. Julie, I think they need to see if they or any neighbors had workers around in the last 6 months. Contractors, landscapers. Yeah, you know what? Elizabeth Smart. I mean, that's what happened to her. It's a very good, you know, theory. Even though Xana's father was apparently in construction. He's the one that changed the locks for her. So I don't know. I don't know. Allie, I think that was a very kind, generous of her future employer. Yes, I do as well. And thank you for sharing that. I had not read that. But I am not surprised that her sister was a member of the sorority because she was a legacy. But and that's another thing is that while Kaylee and Madison grew up together, obviously we've seen pictures of them when they were very young and like young girls, but with them both being in different sororities, it really does create a wedge because again, like the cult like atmosphere of the sororities, it was most likely that Maddie was spending a lot of time with her sorority and Kaylee the same. So when I've looked through their social medias, you don't see a lot of pictures on their Instagrams of each other together. Within the last couple of years, there are a couple, but you don't see a lot. So I think that there were, I don't think that they were not friends, but I think their lives kind of went in different directions, but they still, a friendship like that it seems like it would be lifelong. So it just seems like they had a couple of years where, their college lives may have went in different directions, but I don't doubt that they probably, would have been best friends still in adulthood and things like that. So it's just kind of a shame that we'll never know. And neither will they. So But yeah, I wanted to look at the pictures of Jack D and just say that, with him being there, just because it's new news to us doesn't mean that it's new news to law enforcement. And I can only imagine how many phone calls law enforcement has got about that. And they're probably like, yes, we're aware of it. We know. But the internet, of course, is going to go wild over that. And oh my God, look at him. He was there. He was there, you guys. Nobody knew this. Well, yeah, we didn't know that. But again, I'm pretty sure law enforcement probably did. Jack D's comments on Kaylee's post creep me out. Oh, Dule. Yes, let's get into that. So many of them were made on the same day, like 100 weeks later, and very inappropriate. I agree. Um, Allie is saying that she thinks that it looked photoshopped and or is irrelevant. I don't believe that it was photoshopped. Um, I do believe that picture is real, but I am going to agree with you that it could potentially be irrelevant that he was there. Um, I just have this picture in my mind of him being there, them all, being friendly or whatever. Madison was pretty intoxicated. We saw that in the food truck video. And, who knows? I've definitely said things when I was drunk that I shouldn't have. Erica, my best friend, has yelled at me like, "Oh my God, why did you say that?" And I'm like, "Sorry, that was drunk me. Like, you're gonna have to talk to drunk me because me and drunk me are two different people." So, I just have this image in my mind of Madison, going over to Adam and saying all of this stuff, and then they leave and, Kaylee confronts her. Like, what did you say to him? Well, I told him everything. Well, what the hell is that? So I don't know if Madison could have potentially kicked this all off with whatever she said to Adam and it enraged Jack and Kaylee and Jack are arguing. Who knows? We don't know. We just don't know. Um, Allie, we just don't really have a solid source, correct? We don't. We don't, Allie. And that's why when I posted that picture on my community tab, I said it. I do not know the source of this picture. I've seen a couple people say that they know where it came from, but again, like with most things in this case, nothing's really confirmed. Like law enforcement says a lot, but they really say nothing at all, if that makes sense. And then Allie is saying, yeah, and the Uber or whatever said they spoke nothing of any drama on the way home either, right? Yes, that is what the taxi guy or whoever took them home said. That they were talking about the macaroni and cheese. They seemed to be in good spirits. Um, so I don't know. It really is a really weird mystery, but I kind of do feel like this person is kind of hiding in plain sight. Um, I think that. And I also think that the Sigma Chi guys, while they're all over 4chan, which I find really interesting, they are silent. Um, I think that they know more. I really do, because we've again we've seen Kaylee and Maddie's timeline. Like we pretty much know from her family, from there's tons of video where they were. We have these pictures coming out now that Jack D was probably at the corner club, so we just kind of see how their whole night went. But again, Ethan and Xana, there's nothing. Like there's just not a lot. And everyone seems to be looking over the fact, this one person was like, when did they say that Ethan and Xana were at a bar? And I was like, her mother said that on the news. Her mother was on the news and they asked. And she was like, well, actually, they were at a bar at like 12:30. So again, if Ethan and Xana were the first ones that were killed, everyone has looked at it like, well, Ethan was collateral damage and they had to get the guy out of the way, which, I guess that would make sense. But could possible that Ethan, I don't know. Ethan and Xana, did he get in a fight with someone? Did something like that happen? I have been saying this from the beginning before all the 4chan posts came out. And, they were saying that, yes, he did get into a fight with another. They said something along the lines of, that's like part of the investigation. And so we're not going to like share that, like their timeline. So, I just find that really, really weird. Did I drop that chat down? I don't think I did. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Thought my screen was sharing. Yeah, my connection was going on a little bit, but it's back up and running. Let's see here. I just wanted to bring these two pictures up. So I just want everyone to look at that because I think I don't know. I do, again, I do believe that he was there. I just, like Allie said, I don't know how relevant it was. Allie is saying, sorry, I'm reading you guys' comments. Allie's saying law enforcement knows. They know who was stabbed first because they will have residual blood on in them. Woof, gross to even type. Yeah, exactly. They should be able to tell the order of the killings. And from Kaylee's dad, I just feel that it's, to me, I do think that Ethan and Xana were murdered first. Because her dad said, he didn't have to go upstairs. I think he went upstairs second. So that's just my opinion. Julie, have you been keeping up with the police blotter there? No, Julie, I have not. And Jess is saying hi to you, Monkey Mar. um, okay. See ya. I'll see you later. LOD Icer. Jim, just email me or something. I don't know. If you have a Discord, I should take that down, my phone number. So, yeah, I definitely should take that down. I would prefer people call me through Discord. So my name on Discord is this. Jim, I know that you are not tech savvy at all, but that's my Discord name. And Bloody Feet sounds really ominous. I'm not going to go into it again. But if you want to know why my name is that, it is because of gaming. Because I usually use Discord for gaming, not for true crime. So that was my game name, and I'm not going to go all into that. But anyway, Jess is saying, Jess, I like the Mar. Thanks. I think you two will have great conversation. Yeah. Julie, it's on Moscow City page. Some really weird calls. Yesterday had a deceased woman. I mean, it may be typical police stuff, but some seem really weird to me. Lots of sus people call and randoms banging on doors. You know what I think is really suspect is that why does the Moscow Police Department do not they don't take reports. Like you just look and it's like no report, no report, no report, no report. Some guy lurking around outside the apartments, no report taken. Why in the world would I don't understand the no reports. Like there's just a million of them. And it's like maybe if you guys, would have taken reports on stuff, we would have a better understanding of maybe who these suspects are or could potentially be. Alley Cat. P.S. Jess, your Discord is actually bloody feet. Oh, is it case sensitive? Okay, well, thank you. So it's a capital B. Sorry. Thanks, Allie. Yeah, that's my Discord name. So you can friend me on Discord and you can call people on Discord, and it's not your real phone number. It's just Discord, literally. So Jim, you have all of those issues with people blowing your phone up all the time, like you say. Make them call you through Discord or something like that, so you don't have to give your number out all of the time. Nicole G is saying, I've always wondered if Ethan and Xana were the targets. Then he heard something upstairs and he thought he had no choice. I'm telling you, I don't know why. I mean, we'll find out hopefully one day why all of this happened, but just from the beginning, I've just always been more drawn to Ethan and Xana than I have Maddie and Kaylee. I just I don't I have no explanation for that. I just have been. So Julie, that's exactly why. No reports allow them to pretend it didn't happen, so the university doesn't have to acknowledge them. Yes, thank you. That is perfectly said. Monkey Bar, Jim loves it. I'm going to call him now. Jim loves Discord. Does he really? Would not guess that about him. He like Jim like seems to hate tech. I hate tech. And I think Jim actually hates tech more than I do, which I didn't think that was possible. But Allie, I smash dumped all the Trulies, bruh. Love Moscow pleaded. Love Moscow PD. Here's my report, boss. Yeah, it's but what Julie is saying is correct. I think they didn't want to take all these reports because again, you're going to have all these students coming. You don't want all these reports of all these crazy things. You don't want all that stuff. It's just like with the sororities. It's just like with Kaylee's dad saying, "I get it. You're going to have rush coming. Rush. There's a rush in the spring. People will rush in the springtime." And he's like, you don't want all these posters up around your campus. I get it. Well, actually, I think that was very nice of him because if it was my child, I would not give two craps. I don't get it. You have a quadruple murder on your campus. So for you guys just to pretend like your campus is so safe and everybody's so safe, that's bullocks. That's nonsense. You don't have the killer. You have no killers in custody. You have not named a suspect. You've not even named a person of interest. We haven't even gotten that. So to lie to families and potential students that your campus is just completely safe is just not true. And I think what Kaylee's dad said again is poignant, where he said, the reality is that no one is going to feel safe until this is solved. And I've seen people that have said, you know what, my kid was supposed to go to U of I, but they will not be going to that college now. I think Pullman in Washington, which is very close to the University of Idaho, I think they're going to see an uptick in students as opposed to University of Idaho with this murder happening. God, that's put a whole thought in my head. That just put a whole town and gown type thought into my head. Because the population of Moscow, I think, is like 22,000. But that is excluding the students. They don't count the students in that. So it's 22,000 people that are not students. It's not exactly the smallest town. Like, I came from a small town where there's like 300 people in the whole damn town. That to me is a small town. I literally grew up with a white picket fence around my house, okay? So to me, that's a small town. 22,000 people, that's not too small, I don't think. Yes, and there were 11K students. 26K. Allie's correcting me. All right, so that's even worse. There's 4,000 more people. The economy runs on the students. Absolutely. That's the entire economy of Moscow is the university. So, in their eyes, money-wise, nothing worse could have possibly happened to this campus than this. So again, I'm just getting thoughts again of town and gown issues. That if somebody really wanted to screw over a university, well, this would be the best way to do it. The publicity from this case, parents, not wanting their kids to go there and not feeling safe, which I wouldn't either. You never know. PR nightmare. Yes, this is a huge PR nightmare for them. But I really don't think that them being not the police department, but the University of Idaho, from what I've seen from them, I just don't feel like they are giving this the attention that it deserves. They're doing this whole, vandal strong, vandal strong. Okay, I understand that the community is trying to put on a brave face and, we're going to stand united. But at the same time, you just can't overlook the danger to anyone, any of those college students after something like this happens. Because again, we don't know. We don't know if this was anyone close to them, anybody outside of them, an incel. We do not know. Maybe they know. Hopefully they know. Allie's saying crime cover-ups happen more than people realize. Oh yeah. At universities, for sure they do. Literally happens all the time at universities. This is the mother of all crimes, though. I agree. I agree. There are tons of crimes. College campuses are really not safe, just in general. They're really not. Um, but yeah, this crime is different, and I think I said that like on my first live stream because I was like, this is so different. You have a quadruple murder. I mean, just anywhere that would be a huge story. But for it to happen on a college campus to four people that literally had their lives ahead of them, it is the mother of crimes. So, but I think we'll wrap this up. Again, if anybody would like to chat with me or whatever, please hit up my Discord. When I finish this, I will put my Discord handle in the comment section. So feel free to friend me, send me a message if you would like. And if you want to chat phone wise, yeah, we can do that on Discord. So, all right, I will see you guys later. And if any new information, Allie, you are a wealth of information as per usual. I don't know why you don't become my YouTube partner. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. And I will see you guys all later. Bye for now.